How much does it cost to replace the EJ out of your Subaru and replace it with a K-Series? Let's get into it. The two biggest questions I've gotten since I've owned this car are how much does it cost and how hard is it to K-swap a Subaru? Well, most of you guys know I didn't build this car. This is the first car I've ever built. It was primarily built by my buddy Chase in collaboration with Josh Bader and Strayed Fab up there in Spokane. And yeah, they essentially did the entire swap. But I have a list of the prices of everything that's went into this. Now granted, if you were to K-swap a Subaru, you probably, you don't need to do like all the crazy top of the line components that are on this car unless you wanted to. Obviously it helps, you can handle a lot of power, but you don't need all that. So my prices are probably a bit higher than what you would need if you just want to do a basic K-Series swap. But I'm just going to go through everything that I have swap related and then everything that is kind of included in this car so we can get like a total vehicle worth for this rig. So I'm going to start at the base and kind of work our way up from there, and then I'll include like all the swap stuff in one category so we can kind of get like a pricing on that. So this is a 2013 STi sedan. Around here in North Carolina, they're going from like 15 to 18 grand depending on mileage, maybe a little less, maybe a little more. So I put it at 15 just to keep it kind of right there in the middle. And then going into swap stuff. So say you got the car and you're gonna rip out the EJ and just immediately go into a swap. The K24 that's in this car, you can get a K24 out of like an Acura TSX. They're like $1,000. Even if you just search it up on Google, you can find them right around $1,000. Now in this engine, we have, thought I deleted my notes there for a second. That would have sucked. In this engine, we have a 50-degree VTC cam gear. That's right around $325. And then we have an ATI damper pulley. That's $369. You got a skunk tube billet timing cover. It's right around $392. And then the K-Power rear-wheel drive oil pan. I believe that's the pan that's on the car, but it's modified to fit the subframe that they built that goes between the chassis and has the two motor mounts on it. And that is right around $830, but I'm not exactly sure that's the oil pan that they use. So it could be a little bit less, a little bit more, but that's what I found on the Google. What else we got here? All right, so going into what's on this engine. So we have a Gato intake manifold. Beautiful, beautiful intake manifold on there. It's got 8 injectors. That thing is a whopping $2,200, and it has 4 FIC 1000 injectors as the primaries and 4 FIC 2150s as the secondaries. The FIC 1000s, $450 for the set of 4, and the FIC 2150s are $900 for the set of 4. Going down the list, we need an ECU to essentially control this engine. The stock ECU is meant for an EJ. It's not going to control the K. So we have a Haltech Elite 2500 in the car with the IC7 display. So the ECU itself, the Elite 2500, is right around $2 grand. The IC7 is right around $1,200. With that, you need an engine harness. Now I just got off the phone with Chase regarding this engine harness. I didn't know if he used like a K-tune harness or a rye wire harness. I didn't know he actually had a custom harness made for this car because of all the sensors and safeties that he runs on this engine. And he paid around $4 grand for this wiring harness, which is wild. and I guess like there was some sus stuff going on with trying to get it. The harness is good, but he waited like forever to get this harness. So yeah, there's that. The DCCD controller, so we still have the factory STI 6-speed transmission in the car. So we have a DCCD controller, so we can use that with the Hall Tech. That was $700, give or take a few. It's an iWire DCCD controller, and I couldn't find it online. I don't know if they like discontinued those or what, but estimate $700. The clutch. So big question I get is how the K-Series mounts to the factory STI 6-speed. So it has a Clutch Masters adapter plate in there that essentially, yeah, it just mates the two. And then he runs a Clutch Masters twin disc 850 series clutch. So that thing's right around $2,000. The adapter plate's around $520. Has a Clutch Masters hydraulic throwout bearing and a Clutch Masters master cylinder. The master cylinder is around $250 and the hydraulic throwout bearing is $300. So we're adding up here pretty quick. He deleted the ABS out of the car and now has a Willwood proportioning valve. That is right around $115. And then another question I get is the radiator setup. So it's not like the OEM like STI radiator. It actually has a Mark 1 Volkswagen radiator on it. So those are right around $400, and Spall fans right around $250 for those. I put the boost controller in this category as well, even though most people already have the boost controller on the EJ. It's just a Mac 4 port, I believe is what he runs on this. Those are like $60. I run them on all the cars that push over like 36 pounds of boost. We do the 4 ports. Motor mounts, I did the motor mounts here in Goldsboro with Rodney over at Speedworks. I paid like $150 for the motor mounts, and then I think I paid Rodney like $600 for the fab work to get them fabbed in and yeah, all done up. So that was like $750 total. And then I talked to Chase about the fab work that he did for all of this. So that includes like the front subframe with the mount, the solid mounts that he had. All the turbo kit, so the exhaust manifold, the downpipe, dump tube, all the charge piping, all that kind of stuff. He said he paid right around $10,000, but that was kind of with the hookup because he worked with Josh and Strayed. So it'd probably be right around $12,000 is what I would estimate for if you didn't have a connection with a fab shop or you don't weld yourself. Probably around $12,000 for all the fab work to get this done. So the total there with all the swap stuff is $31,011. Now, yeah, that's kind of a lot. It's not exactly a cheap swap. Yes, it's freaking cool, right? And you know, people say the K is the most reliable and the easiest engine to make a lot of power with, but it comes with a price when you're putting it in a car like this. So keep that in mind. Any engine swap, you're gonna be paying a good bit because a lot of the stuff is custom and you gotta make it work. Now, moving on, you can't have the turbo kit without the turbo. So we're going into this next category here of what else the car includes. So it has a Gen 2 Precision Turbo 6870 on it. That's right around $2,500. I believe the one on the car is V-band in out. So yeah, I think $2,500. Radium dual fuel pump hanger. I run these in most of the rotated kit STIs. Those are right around $510. It's got 2 Hellcat 525 Walbro fuel pumps in it, right around $400 there. I think they're around $200 each. The wheels on the car, Rays Gramlite 57 DRs, right around $2,280 on those guys. And then it's got Cygnus X1 coilovers. I run the same coilovers in the hatch with the Hyperco springs on them. I'm not sure if this car has the Hyperco springs, but the base Cygnus X1 coilovers are right around $1,750. I absolutely love them. Yeah, I've never had an issue with them, and customer service is always great, so never complain. What I've noticed under the car, we got Cusco rear lower control arms. I believe is what's on the back. Those are around 520 bucks. It's got a Tomei titanium exhaust. That is right around 1,200 bucks. The True Focus Fab parachute mount, which is powder coated, I believe, in a satin black, if I remember correctly. That's 550 bucks with the powder coat. And then if you guys remember, we wrapped the car in KPMF gloss black red iridescent, same color as the hatch. Did that with rally wraps, got this whole thing done, so there's really no big labor cost there, but the wraps are right around 700 bucks. And I paid for her gas money to come up all the way from Texas. So yeah, she hooked us up big time. Really appreciate all rally wraps. Cybin carbon trunk on the back of this thing. That's right around 1,250 bucks. And then I got on here like miscellaneous wiring. So for your fuel pumps, you got your 2 relays for the 2 pumps. You got your relocated battery, which is also in the trunk. So I put like 500 bucks estimate for that kind of stuff. And then for the miscellaneous sensors he's got in here, I'm not exactly sure what he's running, but I know he needed a custom harness for all the different sensors. So I put right around 500 plus for those. So total there, and I'm missing stuff. Like, oh, I got the Morimoto headlights up front. We got, the blow-off valve, wastegate, stuff like that. The vents in the back. There's stuff I am missing, but that total there is right around 12,660 bucks. And then all together, so this car is approximately worth, not including tax and shipping, right around 58,671 bucks. And like I said, that's not including headlights, that's not including wastegate, blow-off valve, and probably the hundreds of other things that I'm forgetting, but that is a pretty close estimate. I'd say this is probably a $65,000 car all in, and yeah, I got a pretty good deal on it. I bought the car from Chase for $30,000 and then had it shipped from Washington State to North Carolina. So that was, I think, another like almost 1,300 bucks for shipping, but yeah, pretty good deal. And then I've added, the vinyl wrap, the motor mounts, the headlights, little things here and there. I do plan on adding power steering to the car as well with a MR2 electric power steering pump, and I'm hoping that I can wire that into the car, maybe do like a switch, and then just run the hoses to the factory rack in this car. That would be sick. So then you can get in the car, turn it on, and then you can either wire it to like an ignition fuse, or you can wire it to a switch. So you flip the switch on, and then your power steering kicks on. You can do it any way you want. But yeah, I get the cost question asked every day at least, I'd say 5 to 10 times. So decided to make this video. Now, difficulty on how difficult it is to do the swap. Now that all the parts have kind of been made, like the adapter plates and all that stuff to make it work, it's relatively easier, but I can tell you, you still have to notch out the subframe to get the engine sitting as low as possible, if you so desire. You'll definitely have a lot of fab work. You have to drop the subframe about 2 inches, and same thing with like, I think the transmission mounts are also dropped. That would make sense. So there's a good bit that goes into it. Is it crazy hard? No. It's still a pretty small engine, so it's not like you're fighting space constraints for the most part. I mean, if you can fit a V12 in this thing, which we've all seen done, the K is not that difficult. So, with all that said, remember, I am giving this car away, and if you're watching this video, there's less than a week left to get entered. Every $5 spent on Panzerbuilt.com will get you an entry to win this thing. This is a $65,000 car or more, all in. It's probably more. Chase is probably watching this video and cursing me out because he probably spent a lot more, but if you can win this thing for freaking 40 bucks, that's a dang good deal. So head over to Panzerbuilt.com, get yourself entered to win this. That pretty much sums up the cost estimating portion of this video. Now, I took some coworkers out the other day when we were going out filming, and we got some GoPro clips, so I'm going to include that. And then we also have a goodie showing up from JD Customs tomorrow, And we'll include that in the end of this video. A new product from JD Customs. They do all the titanium work for me. Like everything in the hatch is all JDC, and I'm excited. We got goodies showing up for the hatch and this car, and I'll include it right after these GoPro clips, so enjoy. Well, the hatch destroys it.
Yeah.
Oh, there is dump trucks. Damn it! Is there anyone in them? Yeah. Alright. Follow me. I'm gonna turn around and come back past you. I've never let anyone drive that car, so now I'm giving it to someone who doesn't know how to drive stick.
Oh, I'm sure he's happy for sure.
Damn, it looks so good going down the road. I've never seen my own car drive.
Oh yeah. That's a pretty tight dial right there. Did you install that or was that?
So that's the ECU, is a Hall-Tech ECU. Because it has a Honda motor in it, you can't use like a Subaru ECU.
Right.
So where you just run, like the whole ECU's in the glove box.
Oh my god. So this is literally just a race car.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Just so it has a full interior.
Yeah.
Like the big mount sticking out the backs for a parachute.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah. So when this thing's turned up, it'll eat. But this car sounds so good. Like you can actually hear like the blow-off valve and shit. Like if this dude would speed up a little bit, I'd show you.
Right.
All I gotta do is like flip into it a little bit.
Oh my god, you can hear.
That car used to sound nuts because you'd get into it and it'd be like,
Oh yeah.
the whole nine.
I mean, that turbo is huge in there. I don't think I've seen.
That one's got two of them in it.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, that's gotta be beautiful.
You like that?
Yeah, I had to grab the whole shit in. Fuck me. Yeah, this thing's awesome. God bless the person who gets this car.
Yeah, she's a unit.
Yeah.
Big ribs. You scared, Buddha? Yeah. The back seat's gotta be terrifying.
Yeah.
Could be yours. I heard you need a new car, man.
Yes, sir.
I just got off a 14-hour shift at work, but we're back home, and before we head in for the night, I want to show you guys some fresh off the press at JD Customs titanium that we got for both the K and the hatch. Let me show you what we got. So right here, we have fuse box cover badges that you can essentially customize however you want. So obviously this one is for the K, and we went with kind of this bare, raw, polished finish, but the K-STi logo is in that burnt titanium color, and same thing with the JDC titanium logo. So I went with that for the K because we don't have a lot of burnt titanium in here. So if we did one burnt titanium plaque, it'd kind of throw off the bay. But I think this raw polished color will go really good with one, the billet manifold. We got a billet timing cover up front. We got a lot of polished stuff in this bay, so I think this is gonna look really good. Now for the hatch, we have essentially a replacement for the badge we already have in there. If we look in here, I had this made when we first built the car. So this was with like the V1 Panzer logo, and it's kind of just a little badge. So we're gonna replace this with the full size badge for the fuse box. Now I am waiting to put this on because we have some more goodies from JDC that we're gonna put on all at once, but let's get the one on the K and see how it looks. I've already gone ahead and cleaned the top of the fuse box cover with some IPA, so we should be good to stick on the new badge. It wouldn't be a Brandon install if I'm not dripping sweat all over it, but that looks so freaking good. And of course, we can't get the full effect until I get this car out in the light. But like I said, it is almost 10 o'clock. Actually, it's past 10 o'clock now. So we're gonna have to wait it out. But there is kind of what you're gonna see. I think it's gonna blend so well with everything else in this bay. So if you guys want one of these fuse box badges for your car, head over to jdcustomsusa.com. As of this video going live, they are now live on the site. So go get yourself some titanium goodies. And if you use code BShowborn at checkout, you'll save 10% as always. John, Paul, and the rest of the team have been the biggest support to myself and the channel. Can't thank them enough. So head over there, get yourself some titanium. But that's pretty much gonna wrap this one up. I hope you all enjoyed. It's like 700 degrees in my garage and I got so much to do before we head to work in the morning. But I'll catch you in the next one. Until then, peace out. See y'all later.